As of 2023, the average person spends 6 hours and 37 minutes per day on their phone. Of course, Gen Z is included in this count by now, and I can say I personally contributed. What can I say? I'm a marketer. But why does this number matter to us today? Because mobile onboarding is one hell of a game changer for B2B and B2C products. I'm not gonna lie, I've been in the product adoption space for a while now, and nobody does better than mobile apps. But before I dive into all that, hi, this is Serra from UserGuiding, and today we are looking at mobile user onboarding, how to nail it, and some of the best examples out there. Let's go. So why is user onboarding of mobile experiences so much better? There are a number of likely reasons. One, it deals with more gamified elements, which, if you've been following the channel, is something I argue makes onboarding UX phenomenal with a simple touch. Two, mobile apps are often less complicated than web apps, be it UI design or UX design. And lastly, as you've known for around a minute by now, we are constantly on our phones. And that, folks, is reason enough to make it all work better. Now, none of these reasons are absolute, and some random mobile app company could easily call BS on me, but from a UX perspective, it is what it is. And at global average screen time alone is a good enough reason to improve your mobile onboarding. So let's go over how to design a mobile onboarding with the help of some of the best examples out there. 1. Initial onboarding. One great practice during the initial onboarding stage is to put the user's needs first. Trust me, most of the time the users do not want to fill out your sign-up survey or follow a 10-step product tour, especially not on mobile. We are used to mobile experiences being quick, and we are also used to getting what we want quickly on mobile. So chill for a second and let the users get hands-on with it first. Game apps like Candy Crush seem to have mastered that, and we should soon realize that game onboarding is the future of user onboarding in B2B and all of B2C. 2. Personalization and sign up. Now, depending on your product, it might be impractical not to push the sign up screen early on. In that case, do what Canva does. Get the email, personalize the UX in one step, and to make up for the annoyance, send in the confetti. Works like a charm every time. Talking about personalization, keep an eye out for Spotify's work on personalization and how it changed the concept in tech over the years. In the long run of user onboarding, personalization is a friend, and when it comes to personalization in mobile apps, it is your very best friend. 3. Gamification. Let's not forget gamification, the second best user onboarding strategy in my book. Now, as you can imagine, gamification is a widely used practice for game apps, but that doesn't mean we can't make it work in our slightly more serious mobile apps. Gamification in mobile onboarding can be anything from a user onboarding checklist to interactive elements in the onboarding flow. For example, Impulse uses a cool streak UX, which it introduces with a full screen modal and encourages users to come back tomorrow. Cool UX gamification, even cooler onboarding. Another favorite of mine is definitely Notion's infamous Getting Started page, which is practically an onboarding checklist. Notion understands that checklists can be annoying on mobile and finds a unique solution to that problem. Kudos to that. 4. Empty states. On a mobile app, empty states are to die for. Imagine getting a 404 page on a mobile app in 2023. When we know there are aliens out there and it doesn't even faze us. That sure would be an awkward thing to look at. So instead of that, an empty state is a great onboarding tool to be like, yeah, no, we don't have that right now, but hey, look at this cute illustration instead. And I mean literally, a good empty state often features a cute illustration, funny copy, or something of the sort. Here's Duolingo with a fun illustration, Jira with a fun copy, and Letterboxd with a movie line Easter egg. 5. Put the users first. And lastly, one last best practice before we go. As I've been trying to emphasize throughout the video, mobile users tend to be a little more impatient and demanding of your apps. Just think of how you use your phone and your expectations. In designing a mobile app onboarding, just like any regular user onboarding, the key is to know your audience and their needs, with an emphasis on the needs. For example, TikTok knows its value proposition and what the users expect, so its entire initial onboarding is literally a scrolling down animation. Similarly, Yazoo, a diet tracking app, knows how hard it can be to track a diet and celebrates the first meal created by the user with the help of its onboarding flow. So let's wrap it up. The key is not to know, but to care. We can't always know what a user wants, but if we care enough, we can find out. And this bit, folks, is true for all onboarding flows. This was Serra from UserGuiding, and if you subscribe, I just might see you next week.